Before Rome, before Alexander, before the great empires of history carved their names into legend. There was Babylon, a city so magnificent that travelers believed it had been built by gods, a kingdom where laws were written in stone and justice could mean death, a civilization that raised towering monuments to intimidate its enemies, enslaved nations beneath its shadow, and became the beating heart of the ancient world. Yet, despite its unimaginable power, Babylon would fall, and when it did, its glory would eventually be swallowed by sand, myth, and silence. This is the story of humanity's first great superpower, and the terrifying forces that brought it to ruin. Long before Babylon became a symbol of wealth and excess, it was little more than an insignificant settlement along the banks of the Euphrates River. Surrounded by rival city-states and powerful kingdoms, its future appeared unremarkable. But history often hides its greatest monsters in the smallest shadows. Around 1894 BC, a powerful new line of rulers seized control of the city, establishing the first Babylonian dynasty. What followed was a relentless expansion of power. Babylon's rulers mastered warfare, diplomacy, and economic control with ruthless efficiency. Trade routes flowed through its streets. Armies marched beneath its banners. Neighboring kingdoms either submitted or disappeared. Then came a king whose name would echo through history for nearly 4,000 years, Hammurabi, a ruler of extraordinary ambition, a strategist, a conqueror, and a man who would transform Babylon from a regional kingdom into the dominant force of Mesopotamia. By the end of his reign, vast territories stretched beneath Babylonian control, its enemies crushed, its influence unmatched. The city had become the center of an emerging empire. But Hammurabi's greatest weapon was not his army. It was fear. In a world governed by chaos, Hammurabi sought something revolutionary: control. To achieve it, he created one of humanity's earliest and most infamous legal systems, the Code of Hammurabi. Nearly 300 laws were carved into stone for all to see, not hidden, not secret, visible to every citizen. The message was unmistakable. The king was watching, and punishment was inevitable. Many of its laws remain shocking even today. If a man destroys the eye of another man, they shall destroy his eye. If a bone is broken, his bone shall be broken. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, justice through symmetry. Violence answered with violence. The code established order across a growing empire, but it also revealed a darker truth. Babylon was not governed through mercy. It was governed through consequence. Every citizen lived beneath a rigid hierarchy. Every action carried a price, and every crime could unleash brutal retribution. The laws were more than rules. They were psychological weapons, a permanent reminder that Babylon's power reached into every corner of daily life. At its height, Babylon became something almost unimaginable, a city designed to overwhelm the human mind. The legendary Ishtar Gate stood as a monument to imperial dominance. Its brilliant blue walls shimmered beneath the sun. Its dragons and sacred beasts seemed to guard the entrance to another world. Visitors arriving from distant lands would have felt insignificant. That was precisely the point. Babylon's architecture was psychological warfare made stone. Then came the legendary Tower of Babel. Whether history or myth, its image endures. A colossal structure stretching toward heaven itself. A symbol of humanity's limitless ambition, and perhaps its arrogance. And then there were the Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. A paradise suspended above the desert. A miracle of engineering, or perhaps a beautiful illusion lost to history. Yet beneath the splendor, cracks were forming. Empires create enemies, and Babylon had many. Internal struggles weakened its foundations. Rival powers circled like predators. Then, in 539 BC, the storm arrived. The Persian king Cyrus the Great, marched against Babylon. The city that had once terrified nations found itself facing an unstoppable force. Babylon fell. Its walls remained standing and its culture survived for centuries. But its supremacy was gone forever. The empire that had dominated the ancient world became another chapter in history, a ghost among ruins. Babylon's kings believed their city would last forever. Its walls seemed invincible, its laws eternal, its monuments immortal. Yet, time defeats every empire, and today, where armies once marched and kings once ruled, only silence remains. But the shadows of Babylon still linger, in our laws, in our cities, and in humanity's endless pursuit of power. If you enjoyed this journey into the forgotten darkness of history, subscribe to Chronicle Shadows, and join us for the next descent into the mysteries of the ancient world. Because history never truly dies, it only waits in the shadows.